don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi why he get them babies herpes. I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof, that is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now he got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them, which they are Jews. They are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Yo, Lot. These niggas stuck, man. Yeah.
Lot. I've been eating pot belly, greasy face, Glock heavy. Feed the safe, talking shit, do not tell me. I don't wanna see the hate, all that shit do not help me. I'm just trying to plead my case to the most high. Pray I see the gates. I was about to Cancun, but we just got the house instead. Covered all of their payment, and now she got the bobblehead. Looking at me like dinner, she said she about to gobble lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow it. Pack my bag with essentials, I can't forget the hollow tip. Niggas losing they mental, and Satan come demolish it. Niggas all on they menstrual and get the whining like a bitch. Just like iron, they rust. Niggas trying, they luck. Keep it real, everybody out here lying. Save us, steady raising dead. They was out here lying, then dust. Niggas want my my head, so the brotherhood is a must. Any hood, I be riding with my brothers that I trust. Know I'm good, cause they slime with their fingers on the clutch. Money piling like I'm trying to make it stack in the rush. One west to the death, and that ain't even enough, cause I'm coming back. I ain't never done with dad, going ahead and spread your lies. I'ma let you run with dad, wanting me to spread the thighs. I ain't having fun with dad, nigga, hell no. Now she wanna chop it up like a lumberjack. Got some exes popping up, trying to run it back. Want me come and hit the hole like a running back. If the Lord take a soul, ain't no coming back. On my soul couldn't fold like 100 racks. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
The full Nicky on my waistline like a big nigga. No limit, I'm a tank, close game, hit different. We focus on who around, not concerned with who's missing. My boots digging, never been a house shoe. She don't like it, but she love me. I can tell when she want me. Tell, then I sit the body bag like a onesie. I'm dropping every day, let my feel clumsy. Through the pain, but we don't find shit funny. I know enough that I don't know shit. But it's one thing I know this. Never bite the hand that feeds you. Never lend a whole shit. We don't want half of the world, man. We coming for this whole shit. But in the world, I was known to pack a bag like a road I'm trip. In the den with the lions. I be living this in real life. Ain't everything, but you gon' lose your soul. That's the real part. Getting led by a coward. I don't know what that feel like. Black on black toes to my head. I can't kill Christ.
I'm down for my niggas. I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas. I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas. I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas. I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and their head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill folk.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what are the leaves into a tree? The cover of the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He was like, who is this nigga, man? Like that. Where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al-Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al-Ham wa Idea Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al-Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he fucking need.
That's
brothers.
Right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, like, afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had friends on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, no Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Shalom Israel, Shalom, Yahweh Bashmi Al Barakatam to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatam Bashmi Al to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on a commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been bringing out true black history, you know what I'm saying? Not the black history that your oppressor teaches you, not the history of the Latinos and the Native Americans that your oppressor teaches you, but the true biblical history, you know what I'm saying? The chosen, the 12 tribes of Israel, the chosen people of God. That is your real history. You know what I'm saying? That's your history before the oppressor got his hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Before he dragged you in chains, before he took over your land and threw you out. You know what I'm saying? In this class, we're going to be going over, as you all know, we had the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. What was that? The bada bing, bada boom. Last Sunday, the 5th of October. And we have the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles coming up on Monday, the 13th. You know what I'm saying? We'll be at the school in the UK. So 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. We'll be there from 7 p.m. till late. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all attend. Again, these high holy days, these are not just suggestions. These are commandments from the Most High to gather together as a holy convocation. To gather together with your brothers and sisters and you know what I'm saying, and come together as a nation. Like imagine your oppressor has all these, has all these fake pagan holidays where he lets everybody get the day off. Everyone comes together as a family and they all come together and sit around as a family for Christmas, or come together as a family and sit down for Easter, or wherever the hell they go and sit down for. We as a nation need to keep our togetherness as a nation. keep our, high holy days, which are designed to bring brothers and sisters together as one. You know what I'm saying? Too long, our day-to-day life, we were worried about going to work, doing the slavery, coming back home, being tired, going to sleep, going back to work. There needs to be time for us to gather together as a people, and the Feast of Tabernacles is one of those times. So make sure y'all make it, to the school on the 10th, not the 10th, it's like today's the 10th, on the 13th of October, all right, next Monday coming up, all right. With that, shalom to everybody that's in the class. Of course, I see Kayla. Shalom, Princess. Yahweh Shema Allah Ta'ala B'Shem Yahushai.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shema Allah Ta'ala B'Shem Yahushai.
No sign Christ. We got a few brothers and sisters in the comments. Let me get to them. Let me see. We got Tazapwan in the building. All right. Shalom, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Barakatah. All right. We got Ira. Shalom, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Barakatah. All right. We got a few sisters also. Hold on. Let me get the brothers first. We got a trooper, Aka Isaiah. Shalom, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Barakatah. All right, let me see. All right, then we got some sisters. All right, we got Olivia Arnold. All right, so she be bumping that music. Hey, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Yeah, that's the music we should be bumping. You know what I'm saying? All right. Also says, okay, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, Khan. Oh, like to the sister Olivia, right? Okay, a sister would only say the sister salute. So even if you salute in the brothers, you would say Yahweh Shema Alatha B'Hashem Yahushai. And then you say the plural to the sisters, right? Yahweh Shema Alathan B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay, with the water. All right, Most High in Christ. Shout out to your husband, David. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Southern Cali. All right, Most High in Christ. We also got, all right, what we got? The sister Marisa. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Alatha B'Hashem Yahushai. All right, and then we've got some people stating their registry. All right, so just to start off, Kyla, could I get you to state your registry as I always like to do the attendance?
Fine, sir. Kaila Bath Yahawada Bath Yasharala.
Most High in Christ. So Kyla, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yasharala. All right, so Kyla, daughter of Judah, daughter of Israel, Salakia. We have Tazapuan. We stated his registry. Tazapuan Ban Banyamyan, Ban Yasharala, so a son of Benjamin. And then Marisa as well stated her registry. Marisa Bath Banyamyan, Bath Yashala. So a daughter of Benjamin, daughter of Israel. All right. Most High in Christ. So let's get right into it. So I know last week we covered some of the scriptures. So the verses that cover the Feast of Tabernacles is from, I believe, verse 33. From verse 33 all the way through to the end. So all them verses cover the Feast of Tabernacles. I'm not going to cover each and every one, but I've covered kind of the earlier ones which tell you, what the feasts are on the 7th day, on the 7th month, on the 15th day. I'm saying the Feast of Tabernacles. There's a Sabbath on the 1st and 8th day. And then I'm going to get into the kind of later on when it tells a little bit more about, what was done on the Feast of Tabernacles. I'm going to give you the breakdown of the spirit of the Feast of Tabernacles. I kind of touched on it last week, but we're going to go over it again on this week, all right, since we have the closing coming up. We also got Ira state is registry. Ira Ban Banyamyan, Ban Yashala, Most High in Christ. All right, good to see you as well, Ira. All right, so no sweat. Let me go ahead and share my screen. But being, how do I want to do this? I could share. Might just share the full screen. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, so what I'm going to jump to. So we went over from verse 34 through to verse 36. Which went over, speaking to the children of Israel, saying on the 15th day of the 7th month, this is the Feast of Tabernacles, right? So Kag Hasakwath, the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, Shabbat Yam Yam La Yahweh is 7 days to the Lord. All right, so the Feast of Tabernacles is a feast that you keep for 7 days. All right, it says in the first day shall be a holy convocation, and you shall not do any servile work. That 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. And on the 8th day, a holy convocation it shall be. Go ahead, you have a question?
I don't think it's sharing.
Oh, Salakia. Hold on. The water. All right. The water. Okay, let me get this up. It should be sharing up to stage. It should be sharing now. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's going through the whole thing. The water, Kayla. I appreciate it. All right, let me move this out of the way too. Move this like here. That'll work. Okay. Yes, on the 8th day, 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord, and on the 8th day, a holy convocation it will be to you. You'll make an offering to the Lord by fire. It's a solemn assembly, and again, no servile work you shall do. So these are Sabbaths. You can't do any servile work. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the verses from verse 42 to 44. So these are the last 3 verses in that chapter. All right, so what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna copy over just a little text box right here. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and be translating this as we read it. Okay, so I really does that. I had to click off and click here. Okay. All right, so Kyla, could I get you to read the first? Let me see. Could I get you to read the first 2 parts, right? So these 2 right here. And if you need me to zoom in, just let me know.
Basakath, the Shabwa.
All right, so Basakath, Feshabwa. I can't. So we have Ba and we have Sakath. All right, now Sakath is a word which means tabernacle or booth. Like is in the Feast of Tabernacles, it's Kag Hasakwath, right? So you'll see whenever you have this Sakath right here or Sakah, that Sakah means booth or tabernacle, right? So Ba Sakath would be in booths, right? Or in booths, yeah, in booths, right? Then you have Thashabwa, right? Thashabwa. Now, the root word in Thashab is the word Yashab. Kyla, do you know what the word Yashab means?
Sit or like dwell.
Absolutely correct. So Yashab means to sit or to stay or to dwell somewhere, like you're resting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Or like you sit at this point for a while, right? You dwell there, right? So in booths, this tha is a preposition which means thou. So it's thou shall dwell, right? Or ye shall dwell in booths. Okay, so I'm gonna put that as ye shall dwell in booths. Okay. Then we have, it's like I should. Let me just do this where I get a bunch of these. Hold on. Let's just duplicate them, move them over. There shouldn't be too many in this verse, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. Okay, and then hold on. All right, so then let's get the next 2 parts. All right, the next 2 parts.
Shaba'ith Yam Yam.
So Shaba'ith Yam Yam. All right, and what does that mean?
Shaba'ith is like 7, right? I want to say Yam Yam. It sounds like it's days, but I thought Yam Yan was days.
No, you're right first. So Yam Yam is days, right? It's the plural of Yawam. Yam Yan means right. Like Ban Yam Yan is son of the right. Okay, so Khan. So you have Shabaith or Shaba'ith, which means 7. Yam Yam is days. Okay, so 7 days. Okay, move this over to the left a little bit. Okay, so you shall dwell in booths 7 days. All right, then we have, I'll put all these together. Okay, so Kyla, could you read me from here all the way through to here?
Kauha Azarak by Yasharala.
No sign Christ. You have Kal Ha Azarak by Yasha'Allah. Okay, so let's break this down. So you know what cow means. You can tell me what cow means.
All or every.
It means all or every. All right. Oops, select. Hold on 1 second. Move from stage. Damn. Hold on 1 second. I messed up my thing. Hold on. Where's the layout button? I need this one. All right, slack here, y'all. Okay, so kal means all or every. Then you have the word ha as a rak. All right, so this is one we haven't been over, I'm saying, more recently. So let's get it. We have as a rak right here, which means to be born, right? As a rak means like to spring out from, right? Or to grow, like you're where you're native. Okay, so basically all that are native or all that are born out of, and then you have Ba Yasha'al, which of course would mean what?
In Israel?
In Israel. So it's basically all that are born in Israel, right? Not necessarily, you know, just the land of Israel, but Israel are a people. So all that are born as Israelites, all right? In the English translation, it translates it as all that are Israelite born, all right, which is what it would be saying, right? So I'm gonna put all that are born within Israel, all right? So that would be like the transliteration. You have all meaning cow, ha as a rak would be that are born, and then ba is in, so like within Israel, okay? Then we have, let's make sure this is level. All right, then we have the last two. All right, so Kyla, could you read us the last two parts?
Yeshabwa Basakath.
Yeshabwa Basakath. Okay, and could you have a go at breaking down what this would mean?
Dwell in booths.
Exactly, shall dwell in booths. Okay, so Yeshab again means to dwell. Your Basakath would be in booths. Okay, so shall, hold on. Text or shall, hold on. It ain't doing my, what's going on here? Select here, select this, somehow went to arrows. Okay. So shall dwell in booths. Okay. Right. So in this feast, the Feast of Tabernacles, all right, as it says in verse 42, you shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are born within Israel, or all that are Israelite born, shall dwell in booths. Now, this is why you'll have, you know, fake Israelite groups going on a camping trip, a camping retreat to go live in a tent for 7 days. All right. Now, the spirit of this high holy day, right? This is a high holy day where, as we were coming up out of the land of Egypt, and we're going to read this later on in the verses, right? As we're coming up from the land of Egypt, you know, we didn't have a home. We had to build tents and temporary housing, right? So we didn't have houses or places we could call our own, right? We were coming out of slavery, right? So we dwelled in booths, right? And this high holy day is so that when we got to the kingdom, of Israel, and we established our kingdom, we started, you know, living good off the land. The Most High promised us that we would be blessed if we keep the law, statutes, commandments. So we were blessed in the land. You know what I'm saying? We became, you know, rich and had our own houses, as opposed to being, you know, living in some slave hut in Egypt, or, you know, not having to live in booths while you're traveling and trying to, you know, escape slavery. We now start to develop our own, you know, develop our land, our own houses, our own place, develop our country. But this high holy day was so that while our generations go on and they grow up, instead of being born a slave, now you're born free, and you're born into a house that you own, and you're born into a family home, or things that you inherit from your family members before you who are free. This is so that you don't ever forget that you were once a slave in Egypt, and the Most High brought you out, It was the Most High is the reason that you have that home that's been passed down from generation to generation. The Most High is the reason that you have all that cattle, all that, all the wealth that we had as a nation when we were free and when the Most High blessed us in our land. It's so that we don't ever forget that there is a power that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, right? But you have fake Israelite groups, you know, going out and dwelling in a tent for 7 days. And why did the ISUPK not do that? ISUPK do not, you know, go out in a tent somewhere to camp for 7 days. Why? Because this is a high holy day that really is for a free people to remember when they were not free. It's for a free people, like when we were free in the land of Egypt, doing our thing, keeping the law, such commandments, we were blessed. It's to remember a time when we were not free, so we don't ever forget the Lord. All right. Now, in this day and age, we're under, you know, the oppressor. We're under the British. We're under the Americans. We're under the Spanish, the French. You know what I'm saying? We are slaves in this empire. We are not a free people to the point where we need to, you know, remember what it was like to be in slavery. We're in slavery right now. You know what I'm saying? We are in slavery right now. Right now, we are in, you know, homes that we don't own. We are in homes that are temporary. If you don't pay that rent, it will no longer be your home. You know what I'm saying? So dwelling in booths is like putting yourself in a poor state to remember what it was like being poor. Black people today, I mean, we remember what it was like being poor because we're currently poor. You feel what I'm saying? So the spirit of this high holy day is, again, to remember when we were being freed from our slavery. Right now, we're back in slavery. You feel what I'm saying? All right, so let's carry on. All right, let's carry on and read on. Let's get, so 43. Let me get, hold on, go back here. I keep disconnecting over here. All right, so where do I want to join? Where would the phrase join? Okay. Let's get, hold on. I'll do this real quick. Let me just do this now so I don't have to keep doing it. All right, let me just add text boxes here and there. And okay. And here, let's add a bunch. So even if I need to, if I have too many, I can just get rid of some. Okay, Zarium. And right here. And then the last verse. So, okay, that'll work. Okay, so Kayla, let's get on to the next verse over here, right? Let me get the first 3 parts. All right, so from here through to here.
Lama Ain, Yedaiwa, Darathiacum.
Khan, Most High in Christ. So Lama Ain, Yedaiwa, Darathiacum. Okay, so let's get it. So Lama Ain. La is a preposition meaning to. Does anyone know what the word ma'ain means?
Not that I can recall.
No sweat. So ma'ain is a word that means like to the intent or to the purpose, right? If we go into right here, you see ma'ain, Strong's info. No, that's not one. Biblical usage right here. All right, so purpose or intent or for the sake of, right? So this is why we dwelled in booths. So for the sake that, and then Yedai is a word which means what? You could tell me.
Yedai means like know, like
That's
to
correct.
know, right?
That's absolutely correct, right? So Yedai means to know, right? So to the intent that, you know, to know, and then you have Darathiacum. The Wrath Yakam, we went through this kind of in the earlier in the early verses, I'm sure. What would it be? Or we might not have. Maybe not this time, but I know we've been through it before, right? The wrath, let's just go through it, is like a generation, right? Or it's like a period of time. It comes from the word dar, right? So dar, wrath, yakam is like a period of time or a generation, right? So is that your generations, right? So you have dar, wrath, and then yakam, right? So the plural, and then the yakam would be like of you all, right? So that your generations, right? So this full phrase would be translated as like so that, or to the intent that, I'm gonna put so that your, because the word so kind of implies that to the intent is because, right? This is why you're doing it, so that your generations may know. Okay, so that's how this kind of three phrases will be translated, so that your generations may know. Okay, then we have, let me see, let's put these together. And even the word yadai can be to know something. It can also be to understand, right? So it's that you may understand, right? This is so we remember and we understand what it was like, right? And we're going to read on. Okay, so could you read me the next three parts? So from here through to here.
Kaya ba Sakwath, Hawa, Awashab, Thaya, Athbanya.
So that's too far. So I just wanted from to Hawashab Thaya.
Oh,
right.
Sorry.
So no sweat. So we have Kaya, Basakwath, Hawashab Thaya. Okay, so let's break it down. We have Kaya, which means what?
For or because.
Exactly, for or because, right? So for or because. Let me just leave that for now because we're gonna break down the other parts. I might reword it, right? Then you have Basakwath, right? How do you translate Basakwath?
Is Sakwath the same word as Sakath or Sakawath?
Yes, it comes from the same word. It's the plural.
In booths again?
And then we have Hawashab Thaya, right? So again, let's get it over here, right? This Hawashab, the root word here is again Yashab, so it means to dwell, right? Then you have Hawashab, so it's like the Washab is well, Ha is like that or the. You have Wa, which is kind of part of the Yashab, so it's replaced it and kind of made it present tense, right? Then you have, so it's like something, hold on. Then you have the Thaya at the end, right? The Thaya, hold on, select here. The Y is not present tense. The Y is not present tense. It's more to do with what you have as like something that you did or something you caused to happen. So it's like the causative tense, right? So you have that, the Y is to imply it's the caused to dwell. And the thaya is like in past tense verbs, you have thaya at the end of something that you did, right? Like as in I learned would be anya lamad thaya, would be to say I learned. In this case, it's saying I caused to dwell, basically, or that I caused to dwell, right? So these full parts, so Kaya, Kaya, Basakwath, Hawashabthaya, that would be translated as for, hold on, for, let me bold it again. For I caused the, or for I made the, let's see, it says it does it here, right? I made the children of it, oh, that's later on, right? But I made to dwell in booths. And then we have, again, you know, who that's going to apply to, right? So for I, I'm going to do this, for I made to, the kaya defined as that, but, you know, it's more the for or because, or like, again, it's kind of like that ma'ayin, like to the intent of something. You're going to right here, you see, I guess that, for, because, when. So I could use that. So let me put that. That I made to dwell in booths. Okay. And this is, of course, you know, this is the Most High speaking, you know. So that I made to dwell in booths. He's speaking through Moses. Of course, we know this is Moses giving the instruction, giving the commands, right? Then Kayala could, sorry, Kayala, could you read these 3 parts right here?
Ath Banya Yasharala.
Right? Ath Banya Yasharala, which means what?
Children of Israel.
Right? The children of Israel. So that's who he made to dwell in booths. So, you know, this Ath right here is where it doesn't have a translation. We find it right here. Hold on, where is it? Where's the Ath? I don't think it's even in here because it doesn't really have a translation. Where can I find it here? Right? Go ahead.
You said it just tells us like who we're referring to, or like who we're talking about. Like it points out the
It tells you what the verb applies to. Yeah.
Isn't it? It's like almost unnecessary, right? Because you just have to say children of Israel. He made the children of Israel. It's like a filler word, but like, do we need it?
So it's like a grammar point, right? Now you could say it without the ath, and you know we'll know what it is you're saying, especially if you don't have a super complex sentence. Like if you're saying something like, and Rauban made Habaniga run 3 laps, then you know you'd kind of need the ath, because who is making somebody do something, and then who is the one that's doing it, right? Where you have more complex sentences like that, you'll need the ath to kind of more specify, especially when you have more than one verb. But for simpler sentences, if you're saying, you know, I made to dwell in booths with children of Israel, it's kind of clear what it is you're saying. So if you're saying it, you don't need the ath per se. It's just like a grammar point that we used to use, right? If that makes sense. It's like, it's almost like a it's not even like a punctuation, but it's basically like a grammar point, right? It's to you know, signify what the verb is talking about, and it's used a lot, right? So that's why we learn about it, but you don't particularly need to use it. It's like sometimes these are even the prepositions. You might not need to use a preposition per se, how it's used. We with the understanding, okay, this means to, this means the, you can form the sentences that way, right? Whereas there's some prepositions that you might see as odd, but it's how it was written, and there was an understanding of that context, right? It's almost like languages in a way develop over time, where you know you might adapt some things to modern times, right? You might adapt some things to kind of how we'd speak today, if that makes sense. I don't want to go on too long, but all right. So the children of Israel. So again, that's who the Most High made to dwell in booths. So it'll just be the children of Israel. Okay. Let's click off right here. Okay, so that are made to dwell in booths, children of Israel. Okay, then we have, let's see. Let's see which way I want to join it together. Let's do these two parts. All right, the next two parts we'll do is one phrase. So from here through to here.
Baha, Wataza, Yaaya, Awatham.
Our thumb, right? So Baha, Wataza Ya'aya, our thumb, right? So let's break this down. So we have this Baha Wataza Ya'a. The root word here, if we find it, is Yataza'a, which means to bring out or to come out of, right? So it defines it here as when I brought, right? So it'd be like made them to dwell in booths in the wa tazaya'a is again, it's like causative, right? So it's like when you caused to come out, right? So it's like it translates it as here as when I brought out, right? But it would be like in the bringing out, right? Or when in the bringing out, right? Or when I caused to bring out. Okay, so I'm gonna put, I think I was translated this fine. So that's when I brought, and then this atham or our thumb, this y right here, it's not really too important, but it's just another way of saying ath, right? Like we had earlier, right? Ath, which it says right here, demonstrative, the biblical usage. Yeah, the sign of direct. So it's the same thing, right? Let's who we brought out, right? It's just you can have ath or you can have awath. Again, that's like the Jewish man added that wa, so you could just say ath, right? Or atham, right? It maybe it doesn't have a tham, because a tham would be like you all, right? But what it's saying is them, right? This ma at the end is like that subject pronoun them or they, right? In the masculine. So really it's when I brought them, right? So when I brought them out. So that would probably be why it has the wa to signify. It's not saying when I brought you per se, it's when I brought them. Okay. All right, so that's that part. When I brought them out, then we have, I'm gonna put these two together. All right, these next. Is everyone following along so far? Or is anyone confused or has any questions? If you are, let me know. Let me check the comments. My thing keeps dropping out. I'm not sure why. Okay, Kyla, do you see any comments or any questions thus far? Okay, all right, the water. Try to jump back in just so I can see the comments real time. Okay. No sweat. Okay, let's carry on. All right, so Kyla, could you read us these next two words, or two parts, I should say?
Ma'arataza. And the next one? Matazarium.
Okay, so Ma'arataza, Matazarium. Okay, so could you give me a shot at breaking that down?
This ma is it's like from, right?
Yes, it's like of or from.
from the earth, of the earth, and I'm not sure what the next word means, or the land.
So Aratazar in this context, we more want to use the definition land.
I'm not sure what Matazarium means.
Matazarium. Okay, the word Matazarium. Let me see if anybody else knows what Matazarium means. Man, did I do that shit again? Hold on. Hold on. Salakia, y'all. All right. So the word Matazarium. I'll give you a hint for one. It's a land that we were taken out of by the Most High.
Egypt?
Egypt. All right. The word Matazarium, which also means bondage, is Egypt. Right? Yeah, Ira, you also correct, right? Was that the name of Egypt? Right, Matazarium is Egypt. That's correct. Okay, you go into it. A lot of biblical usage. Egypt, you know what I'm saying? Double straights. But yeah, Egypt, which also, you know, refers to our bondage, right? All right, so when I brought them out, and Ma'aratazar would be from the land, and then Matazarium is Egypt. So from the land of Egypt. Okay. So when the Most High brought us out from the land of Egypt, and then we have, could you put these two together, these two parts, and read it for me?
Anya Yahweh.
Which means what?
I am the Lord.
I am the Lord. Exactly. Right. So Anya is a word that means I or I am. Right. So I am, and then Yahweh. I am Yahweh, the Lord. Right. I'm gonna put I am Yahweh in brackets, the Lord. All right. So we all know Yahweh is the Lord's name. Hold on, this is the A here. All right. Yahweh is how you'd say the Lord's name in Hebrew. All right. It's not Yahweh. It's not Yahuwah. It's not whatever these funky, you know, nations try to tell you it is. It's Yahweh. Right. And then the last phrase for me, Baba Kusha.
Allahayakam.
Allahayakam, which means what?
Your God.
Your God or your power. Exactly. Right. I am the Lord, your God. Okay. All right, hold on, click off. Click right here. Right. So I am the Lord, your God. Okay. So again, right here, as we just read, right? The Feast of Tabernacles is a feast day for this reason. So we dwelled in booths for 7 days. Why? So that our generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. Right? So it's to remember while we're in a land like we're free and we're not in captivity anymore. It's to again remember that we were once enslaved. It's to remember what it's like to be on the run, or the trials that we went through when the Most High freed us. All right, so don't get complacent. Don't ever get to think that we're here because you know when we're in the land. Like don't think that we were in the land because we're just so great and we, you know, we're so smart and whatever. Got away from Egypt. The Most High got us out of Egypt. All right, and let's get the last verse. All right, so let me put these two together.
Oh, Salakia.
No sweat.
Wiyadabar Masha.
Which means what?
And he said unto Moses, or
so this would, so remember with verbs, you would have the verb and then the person doing the verb. Like in other verses.
This Yah that's not
Yah would be like he,
oh,
right? But then
he is Moses.
Exactly. The he in this case is Moses.
And Moses said.
Exactly. And Moses said, right? Or in this context, it defines it over here as like declared or said or spoke. So let's get into dabar, right? So dabar is a word that we know, of course, generally means to speak, right? To speak something. You could also, also be to converse, to command, basically to say something. You could declare it. So in this case, because of the context, it's going to be declare, right? So, and Moses declared, right? And Moses declared, or the same thing, and Moses told, right? It'd be like in that concept, right? And then let's get right here. So these three parts put together.
Ath Ma'idea Yahweh.
Right. So Ath Ma'idea Yahweh. So again, this Ath lets you know what he is telling, what he's speaking of, what is he declaring, right? We have Ma'idea, right? Now Ma'idea is another, it's like another way of saying, it's written other times as Mawa'id or Mawa'idea, which means what?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no sweat. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to last week's class where we went over where this word was used, right? So let me find it. Did we go over this? My memory's bad, so we might not have went over this word specifically. I'm trying to find it. I feel like we did. I could be wrong, or it might have been when we went over. Let's see if there are the Feast of Tabernacles. I have it here.
That's one word?
Mawa'id?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by it's one word?
Like it's that like it's
the
not
ma
like
isn't a preposition, yeah. Yeah. Mawa'id is the root word. Right? Let's see here. Do we have it over here? Day of Atonement. Okay, it's not in Day of Atonement. I remember going through it on one of these feast days. In like the months of like September and October, you have like a bunch of feast days back to back. So I know we was reading a lot of I know, so let me just go through it on the thing. All right, the word ma'id or mawa'id means it could be season or it could be like a feast, right? In the context of this is the season for the Passover, right? So ma'id or mawa'id, if we go into it, where is it? Right here, right? You can see mawa'id, but in the verse it's ma'idea, which is like the feasts or the seasons of, but in this context, we're talking about the high holy days, right? So ma'id or mawa'id could be like a season, right? You see right here, sacred season, set feast, appointed time, appointed place, right? So these are the appointed feasts of the Most High, right? So I'm going to define this as, or translate this as, the feasts of the Lord, right? So Moses declared the feast of the Lord. And of course, the last three parts, what do we have?
Al-Banya Yasharala.
Which means?
Unto the children of Israel.
Unto the children of Israel, exactly. All right, so this al, is it al or af? Yeah, al, when joined with something, means unto, right? Then you have banya, which is children, unto the children, spelling that of Israel. Okay. And Moses declared the feasts, it's like here, feasts of the Lord unto the children of Israel, right? And then that is the end of chapter 23. So that's where it's now listed all the high holy days, the Sabbath, the Passover, unleavened bread, feast, Day of Atonement, memorial of blowing of trumpets, Feast of Tabernacles, which is the one we have again coming up Monday. All right, so Monday, the 7 p.m. will be at the school for the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, and then so on and so forth. All the high holy days or memorials, like you'll have Purim in there, and dedication, Feast of Dedication or Hanukkah, so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll do a quick exercise. All right, so based on the above, all right, so based on what we've done above, how would you say the following phrases? All right, and the first one, do it this way. How can I, while y'all do this, I'm gonna be setting up for the second half of the class, right? So the phrases I want you to write these out in the Hebrew letters. Good night. All right, the phrases I want are Feast of Tabernacles, which is one we did last week. So if you do need me to go back up to it, just let me know. Then we have all these phrases, which will be in the verses we went through today. So we have all that are born within Israel, or all that are Israelite born. We have dwell in booths, or like shall dwell in booths. I'll leave it. I'll put it down. Matter of fact, I'll put in the word shall. This is no confusion. Shall dwell in booths. We have land of Egypt, and we have feasts of the Lord. Okay, so if you find these 5 phrases, if you're in the chat, you can type them out in the Hebrew and the English letters. For anybody in the class, like Kyle Lab, I want you to write it out in the Hebrew letters. Okay, and while y'all do that, I'm gonna go ahead and that's not what I want. This one. I'm gonna go ahead and get these Sabbath service verses up to go through some vocabulary. Okay, so does everybody understand the Feast of Tabernacles, what it is, and why we don't, go out in a damn tent in the forest like them fake Israelite groups? All right, if you don't, just let me know. I'll break it down again. All right. But that is the spirit, the real spirit behind the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay. And then let's get so for the Sabbath verses, we in Leviticus 19. Oh, let me click. Linear. And we're reading Leviticus 19, verse 3. Okay. Let me get into the chapter view. So 19, verse 3. Move this. Don't need this. Move this right here. Oh, it's like here. Okay, and Kyla, let me know when you finish those 5 phrases.
Awesome.
Again, check if anybody has any questions, make sure y'all put it in the comments and check in the comments. If there's anything in there I need to respond to. I seen some funky hammer up in the comments talking about what's his name, John Israel Yahuwah. Yeah, that's what it says. Kindly brother and sister, join me in your group. He says, please, I'm Brother John from Kenya. Please stand with us, please, for your kindness, please. That's a whole lot of pleases, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know, kind of too beggy for me. But you know, our brothers and sisters are not Kenyan. You know what I'm saying? We don't let, you know, scammers or Hamites up in our group to, you know, put our sisters in danger. You know what I'm saying? I see Ayala in the background. Shalom Ayala. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Shema Oshai.
Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Shema Oshai.
Most High in Christ. So what we're doing right now, and we kind of coming to the end of it, right? We went through the kind of some more Sabbath service verses that go over the Feast of Tabernacles, right? So, you know, we have the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles on Monday. All right, Monday at 7. All right, Monday at 7 will be at the school to hold the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles. So what I wanted to do was get these phrases in the Hebrew. Yeah, Ira goes la'ah. All right, la'ah to John if he's still watching. All right. So we're just going over these phrases and how to say them and write them in Hebrew. So the first one, like for example, and not Kayla, Ayala, do you have your notes from last week where we went over some of the early verses about the Feast of Tabernacles?
So like you said, no.
No? Okay, no sweat. No sweat. What I was going to do is give you the first one, because the first one I know we went over last week. Okay, but if you don't have it, what I'll do is while Kyla is going through the answers, you can write them down, right? So I want you to write out 1 to 5 and write out these sentences. So Feast of Tabernacles, number 2, which is all that are born within Israel shall dwell in booths, land of Egypt, feast of the Lord. Write down those 5, right? And these last 4, so from 2 to 5, you'll find in these verses here. So if you do find them, you can write them down, okay? Okay. Also, shalom to a Hawaba. All right, shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Hashem Yahushai. All right, good to see you. All right, so whenever we're ready to go through the first few, or let me see, Kayla, where are you up to at the moment?
I'm writing out the 4th one.
The 4th one? Okay, no sweat. Let's see. I could play a quick song as an intermission. Let's see. Let me do YouTube. Let me go to wait, this track is intermission. Good to go?
So like it's
Hold on, like, gotta put you on hold for a second. All right, go ahead, Ayala.
on number 3, what does it say?
Mm-hmm. It says shall dwell in booths. All right, let me see if I can zoom in for my phone. Let me zoom in on this page. All right, it says shall dwell in booths. Okay, perfect. Let me. Let me stop sharing my screen because I'm going to go back and forth on the screen. Kyla. So, Kyla, could you go through and show us how you would do? So, number 1 is the Feast of Tabernacles. So, how would you write the Feast of Tabernacles in Hebrew?
Chag Sakowath.
It's like so Chag, and then you said Sakowath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I believe could be wrong. So Chag, Feast of Tabernacles will be Chag Hasakwath. All right, Chag Hasakwath. All right,
The ha is for the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it's
Come on, go ahead.
how do you spell them?
I'm gonna show you right now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get it up on the screen, right?
Select.
Go ahead. Oh, you gonna take a picture or something?
No, sir.
Oh, it's not even showing my screen. Hold on 1 second. All right, so cog. It's like it keeps doing that. All right, so y'all can see right here. This is how you'd say the Feast of Tabernacles, right? So cog hasakwath, right? This is how you'd let me highlight over here, like in the English letters. This would be it right here, right? Chag Hasakwath is how you'd say Feast of Tabernacles or the Feast of Tabernacles, right? Either one. Okay.
Which because the word for tabernacles I've seen it spelled like 3 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a Sakowath? Because that's the one I had in my notes from a while back.
The Sa and the Ka would be joined. So it would be Sakwath. There is like the original word for like booth or tabernacle is Sakah, but for the plural it'd be like Sakwath. Or I've seen it written as a plural as Sakath.
So it's just 2 different spellings, not 3.
I believe so. Yeah, like 2. Or let me see, because there's Sakwath, there's Sakath down here. To say booth, it would be Sakah. But to say booths in the plural or tabernacles, which again, booths and tabernacles are the same word. It will be Sakwath or Sakath, depending on the context. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Feast of Tabernacles is Chag Hasakwath. Okay. Could you show me the second one? So read it out for me and then show me how you'd spell it in the Hebrew letters.
All that are born in Israel. Ha by Yasharala.
Okay, so Kal Ha'azarak by Yasha'ala. Okay, and then show me.
You said Azarak?
Azarak, yeah. Right, so it would be this phrase right here. So Kal Ha'azarak by Yasha'ala. So this is how you'd say the second phrase too, Ayala. So all that are born within Israel. Right? Kal Ha'azarak by Yasha'ala.
Okay. I had one little wrong. I put a B in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
How would you do it in the Hebrew on top of the Assyrian.
Like the Hebrew and the English letters?
Yeah.
Okay, this would be this part right here. So Kal, Ha Azarak, Ba Yasha'ala. So what I've highlighted right here. Okay. Kaila, could you give us through the next one? All right, so the next one is what? Shall dwell in booths?
Yeshabwa Basakath.
Yeshabwa Basakath is correct, right? So shall dwell in booths is Yeshabwa Basakath, right? That would be shall dwell in booths. So it's like shall dwell in booths, right? Also, we had Ross, let me see one for number 3. So this one here was number 3. Basakath, the Shabia. Okay, so that would be, it's also correct. So that would be like ye shall dwell in booths, right? The tha in the Shabwa is thou. So ye shall dwell in booths. But if you're just saying shall dwell in booths specifically, the one I was looking for was this one here, right? But this one, you could use that one also. So I'm going to say it's also correct. All right, that's 2. Okay. Then, Kyla, could you show us how you've written Yeshabwa Basakai? Okay, so we got Yeshabwa Basakai Khan. I see it. Yep, and then Kal Ahazarak, Baya Sha'ala, Kag Hasakwath, Mosai, and Christ. All right, these are all correct. The water. Okay. Then we have, what was the next one? And Ayala, do you have any of these written down? I don't want to skip you, but I know you came a bit late, so you might not have them written down yet.
I only have 1 and 2.
Okay, no sweat. So as we're going through it, you can just write it down. And if you need me to go back to anything, make sure you let me know, okay?
Con.
Okay. So we're now on the 4th one. Okay, so Kyla, could you show me how you'd say and write the 4th phrase, which was, what was the 4th phrase again?
Land of Egypt.
Land of Egypt. Okay, so how would you say, and then how would you write land of Egypt?
Aratazar Matazarium.
Exactly correct, right? Aratazar Matazarium. And how would you write it? Let's see. All right, Aratazar Matazarium. Perfect. All right, perfect. Aratazar Matazarium, land of Egypt. Okay. So it's like this phrase right here, but you could just take off the ma. The ma means of or from. So if you're just saying land of Egypt, you just need Aratazar Matazarium. Okay. So that's phrase number 4. And then last but not least, the 5th phrase. All right, 5th phrase, which is Feast of the Lord. How would you write that?
My idea Yahweh.
My idea Yahweh, right? Let me see how you've written it. Okay. My idea Yahweh. Exactly. Perfect. Right? Of course, there's another way you could write this phrase, but it was based on the above. So you've done exactly the right thing, right? My idea Yahweh is based on verse 44, right? Another way you could write this would be Mawa idea Yahweh, right? So either of those, if you had either of those, you are correct. Okay. And those are the 5 phrases. So let me see. Ayala, are you still writing anything down? Would you like me to, you know what I'm saying, let you, if you are writing it down, would you like me to let you do that? Or are you okay to move on to the vocabulary?
Can I need the English for land of Egypt?
Land of Egypt, no sweat. Okay, land of Egypt would be right here. So Arataza Matazarium, right? Arataza Matazarium. So Arataza means land, Matazarium means Egypt. And to Ira over here, I see you had Matazarium for Egypt, okay, but for land of Egypt, you'd want that Arataza in there, right? So Arataza Matazarium would be land of Egypt. And then you had, let's see right here, for Feast of the Lord, Ma'idya Yahweh, that's correct. Okay, so Feast of the Lord, right, the water. Okay, so that is land of Egypt. And then is there any other that you need, Ayala?
I just need the English for Feast of the Lord.
Feast of the Lord, no sweat. Okay, Feast of the Lord would be Ma'idya Yahweh right here. Right? Go ahead, Kayla, you had a question? No? Okay. All right, so that would be Feasts of the Lord. Okay, and let me know when you've written that down, and then we'll move to the vocabulary.
Can't have written it down.
Most High in Christ. Okay, so moving on to the vocabulary, we're starting at Leviticus 19 and verse 3. So Leviticus 19 and verse 3, the first word we have is Ayash. All right, so Ayash is a word which means man, or like an individual. It could be man, like an individual, or in some contexts, it could be husband as well. Like the same word for man and husband is the same word, the same way woman and wife is the same word, right? If I go into it, you can see what I'm talking about. So man, men, or each as in like each man, right? Or each person, each individual, right? A man is an individual, a male person. We also have great, mighty man, him, husband, mankind, or husband, I should say, right? So Ayash means, so let me get Ayash, hold on. Means man, husband, or like individual, similar to the way like soul, napash. You could also use that to mean like an individual, like each soul, right? Each man does this or does that, or each man, you know, in this context, we have Amawa, right? Which is, we have Ama, which who knows what Ama means? Or Ama. Go ahead, Ayala.
Does it mean mother?
It means mother, right? Excellent job, right? You have mother. Like, for example, Ahawaba on her name on the YouTube has a name as Ama Ahawaba, which means mother Ahawaba, right? Okay, so Ama is mother. We have Amawa, the wa at the end would be his, so his mother. Then we have wa abayawa, right? So we have a preposition, wa, preposition, right? Which means and. Then you have Abba. You can tell me what Abba means. Go ahead, Ayala.
Does it mean father?
It means father. Excellent. Right? So we have Abba Yawa, which be like saying father of him or his father, right? So his mother and his father. Oh, slack. I don't even have the Hebrew on the right side, the water. All right, let me quickly reshare my screen. The water to Kyla. All right, so y'all can see the Hebrew that I'm reading. All right, y'all should be able to, hold on. Every second I had to add it on. There we go. All right, so y'all should be able to see it now. Right? So this is what I was reading. We have Ayash, Amawa, Wa Abayawa. Right? Then we have Tayavra Awa. All right, so let's get this word. We have Yara'a. Okay, so Ya Ra'ah, which means to fear or to be afraid, or to revere, right? Like you fear your parents by respecting them, right? It's not like you're fearing they're going to unalive you. It's just you respect them because you could get disciplined by them. The same way you respect the Most High, because the Most High could discipline you if you're doing wrong, right? So we have Yara'ah, we get to fear, in the sense of respect or to revere, which more means to, respect somebody. Okay. All right. Okay. So Tha Yara'awa, right? So the Tha is again a preposition, which means thou or thee, right? Or you, right? So you shall revere. All right. So you shall revere. Yeah. So it's like, each one of you, or each man, his mother and his father, you shall revere, right? And this why at the end would be like saying it, but we're talking about the mother and the father. So in that context, you shall revere them, or you shall revere, basically saying your father and your mother, you shall revere, right? And then it says wa'ath, so and you shall also revere. And then we have Shabbathaya, right? Shabbathaya, the root here, of course, is going to be Shabbath, which is Sabbath. Okay? Sabbath. It's like a Shabbath, which means Sabbath. Okay? Then you have Thashamarwa, right? Thashamarwa. Does anyone know what the root word here is?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Is it Thabash?
Not Shabash or Shabbath. The root word in the next word. So Thashamarwa. Anybody?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Shamar.
Shamar, right? The root word here is shamar, which means what?
To watch or observe.
To watch or to guard, or to watch, guard, or keep, right? As in you could keep something, as in I'm keeping to protect, right? Like a shepherd will keep his sheep, or it's to guard something, or it could be keep as in to keep the Sabbath, to keep the Most High's feast, to keep the Feast of Tabernacles on Monday, right? So that's what Shamar means. Okay, then of course we have Thashamar. Matter of fact, I think this Wa'ath is separate to, okay, so it goes like this, right? Each man, his mother and his father, he shall revere. And then we have Wa'ath, Shabbathaya, Tashamarwa. So in this case, the verb here is Tashamarwa, and what it's saying we shall keep is the Sabbath. So this is a way where it's like reversed. So it'd be written as, and my Sabbath you shall keep, right? But this is where we have the af here to signify what verb is applying to what, right? So in this case, we know the revere is talking to the mother and the father, and then it's the Sabbath, we have another verb here, and it needs to be placed. So that is what we're keeping. We're keeping the Sabbaths, right? If you read the full thing, I have to read the full thing to kind of get the context of it. But you could also revere the Sabbath. But no, the verb that applies to the Sabbath is to keep, right? So it can be written in kind of other ways, and you gotta kind of pick it up through the context. Okay. Then we have another sentence, Anya Yahweh Alahayakam, right? So Anya We went through this in the verses. Means what? Who can tell me what Anya means? All right, Anya.
Like you, sir.
Go ahead.
Does it mean us?
Not us. Us would be Anaknawa. That would be like we or our. Like more like we or us, right? But what does Anya mean? You're in the right place, but not as we. Buddy?
So like
Go ahead.
I or I am.
I or I am, right? So Anya means I or I am. Okay. Then we have Yahweh, which of course we know is the Lord's name. All right, so I'm gonna put the Lord's name. Then we have Alahayakam. All right, so Alahayakam is the root word here. Like Alahayam. Alahayam, so Alahayam would be like God, power, like God or power, right? Then you have Alahayakam would be your God, right? Or your power. Like the Most High will say, I am the Lord, or I am Yahweh, your God, or your power. Okay. Then you have Al. Oh.
So like yeah.
Go ahead.
In Alahayim, that's the word. Like it the M goes at the end.
Yeah. So Alahayim. It's like the plural. So you'd have the word Allah, which would be like God, and then Alahayam would be the plural, like gods or powers, right? Or like to refer to the angels or a God that's not the Most High, unless it says, you know, I'm the Yahweh, your God, right? So the basic context, you're talking about an angel or you're talking about the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Then you have Al, right? So Al right here. This Al right here. Now, usually, as far as I'm aware, it wouldn't be joined with the next word. In this case, it is, right? But this Al, so there's an Al that can mean unto, which is again like right here, in you know later on, that would be like unto, and there is also an Al which means the same thing as la'ah, right? So you can see Al right here, negative akin to. This is yeah la'ah, right? So it's like you could say Al, or would it be Allah? Hold on. Say Al, or you can say la'ah. But for simplicity's sake, you'd more use la'ah to say no, right? But there's also an Al that can mean no or nothing. Okay. Let me find the no or nothing. Okay. What is this word? It's an adverb of negation. Okay. Right? Similar to, I'm gonna put, I could also put la'ah right here, but we all know the word la'ah. All right, so let's move on to the next word. We have panah. Okay, so hold on. The panwa. Okay, so the root word here is panah, which is very similar to the word panya, which means to face. Right, so this again will be like to turn or to face. And the same thing as panya, to turn, or to face. So you have, hold on, up here, look. Let's see what it's mostly defined as here. Right, looked, turned. Okay. Turn to what's right here? Turn. Okay.
Look.
Turn or to face. Go ahead, Ayala. It's like you had a question?
La'a.
Okay. No sweat. Then you have this owl, which will be more typically joined with something to put when joined. Will typically mean unto. Okay. Then you have ha alyalium. Alyalium, if I have that correct. Idol, yeah, alyal. Okay. So we have ha as a preposition, meaning the. What is this square right here? Okay, select it. This to here. Okay, so okay, ha preposition, the. We have al, yal, yeah, al yal, which means a idol. Okay, al yal is an idol or a worthless thing. Okay, something worthless. Okay, like the Quran or like a stone in Mecca. It's just a idol. It's something that is worth nothing. It does nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? The stone in Mecca wasn't saving y'all from COVID-19. You feel what I'm saying? All right. Wa alaya. So again, and gods. All right. So we have, this will be the word Allah, which would be God. Of course, these are fake gods, right? So it lets you know that it's right here, Al-Hayam, right? This is a god that is Masaka, right? So let's get Masaka. All right, Masaka is a molten image or something cast. Okay, so let's get Masaka.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
How do people make fake gods?
I mean, it's like you could. There are tons of ways. Like there are false gods which are just based off some guy. Like for example, Rastafarianism is just bowing down to some guy named Selassie, and then he becomes a god in their mind. Or it could just be like when the children of Israel, when they're coming out of Egypt, they made a golden calf and just bow down to a molten image of a calf. You know what I'm saying? A cow. Or like how Indians serve a cow. Like they think the cow is holy. It comes from the foolishness of man. Mankind will just look at something and try and make a god out of it. Like the Egyptians will have a god for everything. There's a god of the sky, the sun, the moon, the water. There's a god of everything.
And then Hinduism.
Say again.
And then Hinduism.
Exactly, and Hinduism. Exactly. Like you'll have some god out of somebody who's clearly just defected, like have multiple arms and all that weird stuff. They'll make a god out of it. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. All right, so Masaka is a molten or cast. All right, molten image. Who does that? All right, let's see what is the. That's fine. Yeah, exactly. As Ross said, the Kaaba stone is al-yal. It's worthless. It's a worthless idol and means nothing. All right. Then we have la'a tha'aishawa. So you shall not make, or you shall not. Tha'aishawa can either mean make or do. So this, of course, in the context is saying you shall not make for yourselves. You don't make false idols which are worthless. And you don't make molten gods unto yourself. Okay, so let's get the root here would be Aisha, which again means to do or make. You have la'a, which means which means no or not, or the negative, right? You shall not make. Lakam, again, you have la, is a preposition meaning two or four. And then you have kam. It's like a kam would be you or y'all, because it's the plural masculine, right? Let's say, yeah, y'all in the masculine. I'm gonna put y'all M, right? Then he says, Anya Yahweh Alahayakam, I'm the Lord your God, right? Let's get the next verse, verse 5. We have wa kaya, so and we have kaya. Kaya here is defined as if, let's see, for, because, when, if. So kaya can mean a whole bunch of stuff. Well, it will typically mean because, right? So I'm gonna put because, so like, yeah, because, we'll also put if. What did we have kaya to mean earlier? Let me look up kaya. We had kaya as that. We had kaya as that earlier. Okay, because, when, if, surely, indeed. Okay, so it can mean a bunch of stuff. But typically it's gonna mean because. I'm gonna put if. I'll just leave it as, I'll leave it as for or because. That's what we've always written it down as. I don't want to, confuse. There are other words which we would more use to say if, like the word, I believe it's am. Right? Like ha'am would be, if you can do this or if you can do that. So I'm gonna leave that, leave kaya as that. But by other implications, if you go into it, it can be if, it can be that, it can be different, different words. We have tha, zabakwa. Okay, so again, tha is saying thou, like you. The word zabak. So this is, of course, zabak is a verb. Let me just simplify. This is a sacrifice, or to sacrifice, or to offer. Okay, then you have zabak literally following right after, right? Zabak as a noun, right? Which means a sacrifice, right? Or I cannot spell, good night, sacrifice, right? Or can be sacrifice or offer, right? Or I should say offering, right? So if you, or I should just say what, thou shalt not. Yeah, and if you sacrifice a sacrifice, or if you offer a sacrifice, right? Shalom yam, which would be peace, right? A peace offering. Okay, the word shalom, of course, means peace, right? See right here. Shalom means peace. So this again, this is shalom as a noun. Okay, means like a peace or peace offering. Okay, peace offering. Okay. Then you have La Yahweh, to the Lord. We already have La. We have Yahweh already. We have La Ratazan Kam. Okay. So Ratazan, let's learn this word. Ratazawan. Ratazah. Wherever I can. I want to see that Y is in there. Ratazan. Ratazawan. Ratazanwa. Ratazan Kam. Okay, I see it enough times as Ratazawan. So let's leave it. Let's put it as that. All right, Ratazawan. Okay, and it means favor or goodwill, delight. Okay, see how it's defined here. self-will, favor. Okay. We'll do favor. Or it'd be like your own will, goodwill, like something you want to do, right? Or something you favor, something you like doing, right? Right. So if you offer it for of your own free will, right? Zabakawa, you shall offer it. Okay, so you shall offer a peace offering. If you offer a sacrifice, a peace offering to Lord of your own free will, should we offer it? Okay, then you have ba yawam. So ba, we have a preposition again. And this will be the last verse we do if we get through this one. All right, so ba means in, on, or with. We have yawam, which means what? You could tell me. We have ya, preposition, which means he. Go ahead.
Day.
Day. All right, so yawam means day. We have ya as a preposition, which means he, or in some contexts, it. We have the word akal. You can tell me what akal means.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Eat.
Eat. All right, nice and loud. So akal means eat. Right? Then you have wa mamakarath. All right, the root here is going to be makar. All right, makar or makarath, right? Which comes from the word makar. Okay, so let's get it. So you can really get both. We could get makar, which means tomorrow, or makarath, or yeah, makarath, which is basically means the same thing. Tomorrow, next day. You know what I'm saying? It means the same thing. So I'm gonna put next, like this here. Let's see if there's any tomorrow and time to come. Yeah, put this tomorrow or future. All right, hereafter. Hold on, I'll put tomorrow or hereafter, which basically means from this point later. Okay, then you have makarath, which is, I guess, more specifically the next day, right? Or tomorrow, exactly. Okay. And then let's see where we at with it. A couple minutes left. Wa hanawath, wa hanawathar. So like yeah. So yathar. Okay, I remember we went through this word not too long ago. Yathar means to remain or be left over. Okay. Like the preserved of Israel. Remember we read that until. We have Eid, which is a word means until. We have Yawam, Ha, Shalayashya, so until the third day. So Shala, Yash, Ya is third, of course, coming from the word Shalash, meaning three. We have Ba'ash, so Ba meaning in, on, or with. We have Ash, which is fire. All right, there's a Ash or a Shah. It can be written either way. So we have Ash, and there's also, you can write the word fire as Asha, depending on the context. All right, so this will also mean fire or burning. All right, fire, flames, fires, burning. Yeah, simplest form, fire. Okay, then we have Yasharap. Okay, so Yasharap, the word sharap means to be burned. Okay, so again, Ya can be he or it, so it shall be burned. What's it? Sharap. Sharap. And that's Sharap. Little dad joke there for you. So. All right. Sharap is a word which means to burn. Okay. Or to set on fire. Okay. I mean, it's the same thing. To make, to cause to, or to make, to burn, or kindle. And yeah, I'll leave that there. To burn. Okay. And that's the last word we're going to go through. Hold on, so I can move this out of the way. Click off right here. Okay, move this out of the way. All right, so those are the last few words. Look at these or like the Hindus who think because the cow gives them milk and stuff like that, they make it their god. Exactly. Yeah, like the cow. I mean, the cow isn't useless. The cow can make me some good steak and some good, burgers and all types of stuff. Rice dressing, if you're from Louisiana, the cow can make you all types of good things. But as an idol, a cow is not your god. The cow did not bring you up out of Egypt. You feel what I'm saying? So don't make a god out of something foolish like a Hindu does. Right? With that is the last one. I'm gonna give you all a few seconds to, if you need to write anything down, or you can take a screenshot and get anything you haven't written down. When you are both ready, let me know. We have a few minutes before we absolutely need to close out. But if you need a couple seconds to write down, just let me know. And let me know when you're done so we can close out. Yeah, you have a question?
I'm done.
Okay, you done? Most sign Christ. Kyla, are you done?
Fine, sir.
Good to go. All right, with that, let's close out. So again, just so you all know, Monday, the 13th of September, we have the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles. Make sure you are there. Make sure you're in attendance. It's a commandment, not a suggestion. All right, 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. And I'm saying if you're new to the school, make sure you contact the school. You find our number right here. All right, so 079-607-46784. All right, make sure you note down that number. Get in contact with the school and make it to these high holy days. All right, y'all see the situation in the UK right now. We're running out of time. Well, we in the school, so we in the truth. But y'all want to get in the school, get in the truth, and learn. All right, with that, I'm gonna salute out. So I'm gonna just salute the brothers that might be watching. All right, so ye men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam Barak, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham. All right, Yad Yam Batah, sisters, if y'all could stand. We'll salute the sisters. All right. Ye men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
No sign Christ. Yad Yam Matah, and class dismissed.
Shalom, sir.
Shalom, Lord in Christ.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're